and some very good ones. The Adaptive Alternate, do you recall that?
Yes,
Short,
yes, that was a,
kind of a little classic.
Stanley Weinbaum.
That's right, and a very good show,
yes,
which
I
they did
that.
on that.
I remember that.
Something About Tomorrow was in the title. Tales of Tomorrow,
Tales
that
of
was the name of the show,
yes,
produced
right.
by Mort Abrams on the old DuPont network, which I think later became ABC. But that truly was the granddaddy. But in terms of your question, no, very little imitation. I think what it did do was to supply, by virtue of its own moderate success, a kind of an entree to the darkness that surrounds it.
Cameras rolling.
What do you think, or where does, what did these particular shows that were on, other than yours, you think did for science fiction? Or did for themselves, shall we say, in terms
Well,
of something?
each by virtue of its own relatively moderate success, and all of them that we've mentioned were moderate successes, including The Invader, I think simply continued to prove a point which has to be proven to the network officialdom, that science fiction can stand on its own. Particularly in anthology form. And this, of course, was the beautiful, I thought, contribution of the Twilight Zone. What I think we're seeing now, by virtue of the new 2-hour feature film, that very often they are now dealing in science fiction, in the occult, and in fantasy. And of course, now that we've dispensed with the shooting of pilots, the 2-hour feature film serves in its stead. Rather than the pilot, they shoot a feature, and on the basis of the reaction to the feature, they decide whether or not they want to make it into a series.
I've often felt that the hour and a half and 2-hour feature films turn to an unusual extent to science fiction, much more than do feature films, for instance. And I've wondered whether there's a reason for this, whether by its very nature science fiction tends to get an
Ford extras.
Who talked about it?
Yes. And then after the picture was released,
to Wisconsin a lot, and I've lived in Wisconsin, but I never made it to Kenosha.
3 weeks old.
Yeah, and I've got people who remember going to school with me there, you know. I've never been.
What, at 3 weeks, that's amazing.
Yeah, maybe 5, I don't know.
Did anyone try to talk you out of leaving at that age? Can you remember early memories way back before you could speak?
Yes, but I'm not sure it's true. Do you have memories that you think are real, and I'm not sure whether I saw it on, on television?
Yeah.
Of course, I'm one of the younger fellows. I remember television very well. It's the kind of thing that I have pictures of. I don't remember the dialogue. It's sort of silent movies more than, of a grandmother that was dead when I was 4, things like that. Nothing very fascinating. I'd better go and make up my hands.
No, please, go. Made me feel a lot better. Are there any legends about you that you would like to scotch right now, like the fact that you, at the age of 4 months or something, wrote a thesis on Nietzsche's philosophy, or, there are all these incredible things like that.
Yeah. Pack of Lies.
Pack of Lies?
Pack of Lies.
No kidding.
Yeah. I was a rather backward student.
And I read also about you that you were supposed to go to Harvard. Mr. Lemon did go to Harvard.
That's true. I had a scholarship to go to Hollywood. Hollywood is what I wanted. What I wanted to go to was Hollywood. What I had the scholarship for was Harvard. And I did everything I could think of not to go, including show business. The only reason I'm in show business is to keep out of school.
You're getting ready to go to Harvard.
Yeah.
Through all this, are you?
And I just didn't want to go, not because I have anything against Harvard, but I never know the answers to anything, as you found out.
We were talking upstairs. I would like to ask you one thing, though, maybe a kind of question that's a little annoying, but if someone were to give you, say, $10 million tax-free now to
Yes.
do whatever you... I'm considering it. What would you do with it?
Well, since we're on the full network, give it away. But I'll tell you afterwards,
I guess what I'm angling for would be, would you make a movie? Would you produce plays?
I think really anybody is suddenly given an awful lot of money until it happens. You think you're going to go out in the street and hand it out to everybody. I'm sure I don't have enough class to do that. But until they show me that green stuff, the instinct would be, some kind of giving it away with all the misery there is. But of course, the minute you've got it, you turn into somebody else.
Monster.
Yeah, that's a monster.
Your dad was an inventor.
Yes.
What did he invent? Anything we would know of?
He invented a great many things, none of which worked. Some of them were very successful. He invented something called the picnic, which was a square box into which everything fitted for your outing under the trees. It included a salt cellar which collapsed. That meant there couldn't be any salt in it. Things like that.
Yeah.
And the war came along, the First World War, and every American soldier had to have it in a knapsack. So, of course, my father was fabulously rich on the picnic. This useless box of toys went over there with all our boys. And then he invented one of the early airplanes. He was an automobile manufacturer. He'd raced some of the early automobiles. In fact, a picture I made, Ambus, is partly based on him, not by me, but by Tarkington, who wrote the book, who was a friend of my father's. And my father was a kind of mad playboy. He was well along when I was born. He was in his late 60s when I was born, so we went back to the older times. And when the Wright brothers came up with this thing, he said that was a very good idea, but there was a basic fallacy, which was having the engine in the plane. Any fool could see that the airplane should be light enough and the engine should be on the ground, you see. So he built an airplane, which was in effect a sort of glider. And a friend of his, it wasn't his own car, had a Stanley steamer, which was the automobile worked by steam, you know, and with big wheels that could go over rough ground. And this plane was hauled along by the Stanley steamer with one of my father's servants as the pilot. He said it wasn't time yet for him to go up. He was going to try it out on the help. So there are two pictures I have. One is everybody lined up before in front of the Stanley steamer and the glider, looking very happy. And the second one is the wreck of the airplane, with everybody lined up looking just as happy.
That airplane is now known as the Super Chief on the Long Island Railroad.
But he liked to call himself an inventor because what he was, he came from an epoch in which you should pretend to be a great tycoon. You mustn't say you're a playboy. He was just a playboy. He inherited some money and he spent it. That was what he did. So he put down, I'm an inventor, so it would be respected. And these fantasies came up through the years. He was also a very lucky gambler. He really broke the bank at Monte Carlo. And he lost money all the time in business and made it up gambling, which is an interesting switch.
Yes, it is.
And in fact, it was in Kenosha where he was manufacturing some mysterious object that I happened to come into the world.
That's me. Can you hold on for just a moment? Could we at some point in this evening, although I know it's the one subject you always have thrown at me, talk a little bit about Citizen Kane?
Well, sure. I guess.
Okay. If you've got dandruff, could you direct me in how to make this transition gracefully? If you've got dandruff that you can't seem to get rid of, watch this from Tegrin Medicated Shampoo. Ba-dum-bum. Bop. Oh, it's us. Does this medium intrigue you, television? Would you like to?
Yeah.
Does it?
Well, I expected, you know, I'd done an awful lot of radio and theater and movies and everything, so when the television scene began, I said, just wait, you know. And I stayed near the telephone. But for 15 years, it didn't ring, so, from Madison Avenue, so it's just now I've started into it. They're giving me a special on CBS, Mike Dennis giving me you know, the kind of contract for a television that I only had once in movies, and it took an awful long time for the phone to ring. But it intrigues me. I think it's just the great medium, but it also mystifies me. Doesn't it you?
Yes, often.
Even though you're a master of it, don't you really think if there's something we haven't figured out?
What?
Well, you are.
Where would a person reach you, though? How would they know where your telephone is? I think of you as a citizen of the globe. You're photographed one day in Spain and another day you're in Luxembourg.
Back projection.
You're really... That's a little
I'm
inside.
really in Kenosha all the time.
All the time you're in Wisconsin. How would a person get a letter to Orson Welles? Is something that once intrigued me for a long time. And I often wonder, I really do, I think about you a great deal, and I often wonder what you're doing after I wake up, and I wonder what Orson Welles is doing today. Is this...
Well, he's watching you if he's anywhere in America. How about that? You're not very big in Budapest yet. But that's coming.
I see. You know, a lot of, well, I guess all the young people in this country, you sometimes get the feeling, are film happy. Someone once said about this generation they would rather make film than make love. And of course, you are one of their great heroes.
You know, the thing is, there doesn't seem to be anybody who wants to go to movies anymore. Just make them. In the young generation, isn't that true? It's you know,
can I interrupt just
Yeah,
1 second?
please do.
But, I assume maybe you heard this or maybe you didn't, but I know it is a fact that Catch-22 was recently sneak previewed in Boston. And when Orson said all of the young kids want to make films and so forth, only 50 students were told that it was Catch-22, and by the time 8 o'clock in the evening came along, there was such a mob that had to run it twice, back to back. 90% of the audience were young, bright college students.
That's good news.
Now, when your name came on the screen, there was a standing ovation. The biggest of all, including the director and the rest of the cast and everything. But when the name Orson Welles came on, from this young generation, the whole place fell apart. I don't know whether you had heard that.
Isn't that wonderful news?
All this gives me faith, you see, that our industry will...
The point is, that was in Boston, and that's a new generation, because I used to open shows there, and that was a different generation that I opened to, believe me.
You had trouble in Boston?
In Boston. The worst thing that ever happened to me, can I tell this?
Of course, you're not here every night.
Even with the white hands?
Oh, please,
All right.
please.
This was for a show I did with the Theater Guild and the Mercury together, which is called Five Kings, which was an adaptation of several of the Shakespearean histories. And we had the big scene where Henry V says, "Cry God for Harry, England, and St. George," and I had a tremendous stage set with 50 extras, all with bows and arrows. And when he says that, we shot off a cannon, and they all shot the real arrows across the stage, and that was the end of that scene. Big effect. Opening night in Boston, we had a revolving stage, which slowly started to turn around. So that they all, now this is all Harvard boys, all your men, dressed as archers, and they're all facing front. I wasn't in the scene. I was standing in the wings, and I thought to myself, they're Harvard men. They know better than to shoot into the audience. They're not going to do that, you know. And he says, "Cry God for Harry, England, and St. George," and all 50 of them, right out into the audience. We didn't miss a critic.
They got their money's worth that night. And after this message for our local station, we'll be right back. Stay with us. If you just joined us, I'm talking with Orson Welles and Jack Lemmon, should none of us be familiar to you. Can you talk to this generation? Can you communicate with your daughter? Do you feel cut off from the young generation?
Well, I keep talking. Whether I'm heard is another question. I don't feel any embarrassment. I hear all of... about this great problem. And I think that gap is partly a generation one and partly a... point of view gap, you know? I think it's the way you look at things that divides you from the kids, the years. But maybe I'm just whistling in the dark about that, but it's the way I feel about it. Anyway, I was a kind of a middle-aged gentleman when I was 15, in a way, you know, because I pretended to be 25 when I was that age to, you know, to match my voice.
How does a 15-year-old assume a 25-year-old manner.
Well, he gets hooked on cigars and he lies a lot.
Those are mannerisms we associate with 50-year-old
Yeah,
people.
that's it. So I came on with that, and I never was young. And so then I started practicing being young as I got older. So maybe I just don't notice it because I've never been around the gaps long enough, you know?
Would you recommend the kind of childhood you had where you were taken all over the world?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I think that's what a lot of dropping out is about, people who'd like to be as lucky as I was.
Yeah, I think your life is so appealing.
Just luck, that's all. Yeah, that's what you were talking about. I wasn't smart about travel. I was just dragged around and taken to see shows and even nightclubs where children aren't supposed to be and everything. And people used to say, oh, that'll spoil it for you. When you grow up, you'll think you've seen it all. Not a bit of it, Jim. Not a bit of it.
You know, the one time I saw you in person was on stage in King Lear at the City Center. And I had not read the papers that day. And I had bought tickets, and I went to see it. And just before the house lights went down, and a voice came over and said something to the effect that of all the tragedies that befell King Lear, one of them was not breaking one ankle and spraining the other one. And you appeared and did the whole thing in a wheelchair.
That's right.
How does one manage to do both ankles?
Well, I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah.
I'd sprained one just before the opening, and halfway through the opening, I broke the other. You know, they always say break a leg, you know, that's meaning good luck. And I had it.
Somebody said...
But it's all right, King Lear in a wheelchair. It sort of adds to the pity of it all. It's comfortable. You get to sit down, you know. In Shakespeare, you never get to sit down, normally. If you analyze it, go and see Shakespeare in plays, nobody ever gets to sit down. So if you've got an excuse, like a broken leg, you're the, you know, you've got the best part, because that wheelchair is marvelous. It's a long, long play, and I have flat feet.
How do you feel about psychoanalysis?
Oh, I'm against it.
Are you?
Yeah.
I would be interested in, if you would ever go into it, I would love to have a transcript of what is said. Because it seems to me that your life is so fascinating, what's seen, that what is unseen must be just fantastic.
But I don't think that you get to the unseen with analysis. I think analysis is just another form of talk show. You know. I prefer this scene to the couch. I really do. I think it does do a lot of good for some people, but for a lot of people, it's just an excuse to talk about themselves at high rates. You know. And I'm awful tired of the language of psychoanalysis, you know.
The jargon?
Oh, that jargon, you know, you can't say anything. You can't say you know, I got spooked a minute there. I thought I saw you, and it turned out to be the coat hanger. And they've got a big thing about that, you know, and coat hangers right away. You know what they go in here. Yeah. And it's very limiting. I hate jargon anyway, whether it's political or psychoanalytical or anything, because it's a sort of a substitute for conversation. It's a real communications breakdown when you can only talk in slogans.
Do you believe in any sort of the occult, clairvoyancy, or any of those things?
I don't want to. I don't want to. I've had enough experiences so that I can't say that there isn't such a thing. Little odd things.
Like what?
None of them very dramatic, but I don't think it's right. I hope it isn't true.
What sort of thing has happened to you?
Oh, you know, I've a couple of times I've kind of got a hunch about what's going to happen. Not about myself, but about somebody else. Things like that. And I'm against it. I think that it's I think there is some sort of a force, but it's kind of what electricity was before Franklin flew that kite. It's something that sparkles when you rub a fur coat the wrong way. It's nothing more than that, and it's probably a great powerhouse somewhere that can be tapped. But until it is, it's in the hands of dangerous people who can greatly influence your life by what they say, and to your harm.
And you have predicted a couple of things that came
Yes,
through?
but I don't want to come on and do that scene because I'm against people who do it. I think the best thing in the world, the best thing we have in life is the ability to choose. The act of choice and decision is freedom. And I think occultism as practiced by swamis and all of this kind of thing, and the stars and all of that, may limit us in our choice or inhibit us. And anything that does that, I'm against.
That's interesting. You once did it sort of as semi-seriously, didn't you? As a
yes, but it's
fortune
all a kind of a side of magic. You're a magic. If I know you are, I saw you once at some kind of magic club or something.
Yeah.
I think we're all sort of terrible magicians here.
A lot of, yes, we all frustrated magicians. When we come back, we will be back, as a matter of fact, after this message from our local station. Mr. Wells, I apologize.
Please,
right?
Orson, please.
Oh.
Don't call me. Yes, my goodness.
All right.
Yeah. I must say, though, that there is a thing about calling you by your first name, which is done by people whose last names you don't know, that rather bewilders me. Have you ever had that happen?
No.
In show business, in movies, we get it all the time. You know, the second assistant director to whom you haven't been introduced to always calls you by your first name. And I had one meet me at the airport for a plane this year, and he said, "Hi, Orson, glad to see you." And he turned to the porter and said, "Sir, do you mind taking these bags?"
Curious. When you were out there, I've always wanted to know the answer to this. You always hear that when you were 26 years old and you made Citizen Kane, and they said you can't do these things, you can't have the background in focus or whatever it was, or you can't shoot a scene that way, Mr. Wells or young Mr. Wells or Orson, whatever they called you then. And you knew that you could. And how did you know this?
Because I didn't know any better, and it's very much in the line of what Jack was saying earlier in the show. It comes from just, sheer dumbness. You're sure it's got to be you're good and you're great. Ignorance. There's no authority in the world like it.
But there's got to be something more than that technically. I mean, how did you know that...
You know technically that the whole bag of movies can be learned in about a day and a half. I kid you not.
Now, how does it work? How do you do it? You get a guy who knows how
And
to...
then ask him, and that's the end of it. It isn't much harder than taking home movies. It's just about 3 points harder. And all these guys who do it try to make a big mystery of it because that's their living. And I have the right to say it because I had in my first picture in Kane the greatest cameraman who ever lived, who's Greg Toland. He came to my office and said, "I want to work in your picture. My name is Toland." And I said, "Why do you, Mr. Toland?" He said, "Because you've never made a picture. You don't know what cannot be done." And so I said, "But I really don't. Can you tell me?" He says, "There's nothing to it." And he gave me the day and a half lessons. And he was right.
Showed you how the camera works.
That's right. There's nothing to do. And so we had the day and a half, and there it was. But the only thing was I'd been directing in the theater for years, and nowadays they have lighting people. We did then. And I had some of the greatest lighting people, in fact, out there. But many of the shows I lit myself. And I always supervised it. And I thought a director did that in a movie. So for the first 10 days, I was moving the lights around, you see. And Toland was behind me, fixing it up, changing the readings and saying, "Shut up, let him go on. I want to see what he's up to." Which was very chic of him, I think. And then somebody told me, and then I went and got on my knees and apologized and everything. I thought that's what the directors did. Because if you see a picture by Ford, for example, you were speaking of Jack Ford earlier, he's had, what, there must be 100 cameramen in his long career. And almost every Ford picture you can tell from the look of it that it's a Ford picture, just from the physical look of it. His signature is on it, you know.
Now, when every list of great films, of course, many of them lead with Citizen Kane and say it's the finest film made. Do you agree?
No. My next one is, though. That's
The Magnificent Amberson.
No, not the one after that. The one I'm preparing at this moment.
Oh, the next one.
That's
The next
it.
one. Could you give us the title of that?
I haven't decided what it is yet.
Oh. I see. Now, Could I just check one other thing with you? Is it true that the Hearsts tried to actually have the film destroyed before it was...
They tried to have it destroyed. They even tried to frame me. In one town, I was doing some kind of date, I don't know what, encore lecture, some kind of a gig, and I was in a nightclub afterwards, waiting to go back to my hotel, have a little supper, and the waiter came up and says, "A police officer wants to see you." Well, I tried to hide, because if that ever happens, I'm sure I'm guilty. I don't know how you are about it, but, you know.
Absolutely.
And then I see a cop, I know I did it. But there was no way out of it. I had to go see him, and he took me aside, and he said, "Orston." I don't know why they always call me Orston. He says, "Don't go back to your hotel room."
Yeah.
I said, "Why?" He says, "They've got a miner staked out there and a photographer."
A lady?
Luckily, a lady, I think. I prefer to tell it that way.
Oh, no, I meant ER as opposed to OR. I'm sorry. Sorry.
And they were going to frame me. I would have been in jail if, you know, with the cops waiting to jump in and arrest me. That was not Mr. Hearst itself. It was somebody in that town who thought he'd get in good with the boss by doing a favor. I don't think Hearst would have stooped.
Would you change...
Although I did have a conversation with him about the picture, which was in an elevator in San Francisco the night it opened. We found ourselves going up together. And he'd known my father. I'd never met him, you know. And I introduced myself. Things you'll do when you're young, you know. And I said, "Would you like to come to the opening tonight?" And he didn't answer, and I said, "Well, Mr. Kane would have come." And that's the difference between the two people. The character of Charles Foster Kane had enough class to have gone to the opening. But he just, he was very uptight, and that was the end of that. It wasn't really about him. It was made up of a lot of people. That's the truth.
What's the last time you saw it?
I saw it that opening in San Francisco. I snuck out right after it started. I've never seen a picture of mine after I finished it.
You haven't seen Citizen Kane in all these years?
No picture I've ever made, except as an actor, but never seen a picture I've directed.
Only once?
Yeah, well,
Why?
1,000 times in the cutting room.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you want to see it now?
Because I like to sit here and think how good it must have been, you know.
Is there any chance that you would change any of it or do any of it again?
Of course, everything. You'd want to change everything, I think. You know, don't you want to change things after you've done them? And a movie can't be changed. No, that was the whole thing. I just, and I like to think, oh, yes, and all those great pictures, and I know if I saw them, all confidence would go.
Oh, well, we have a message, and we'll be right back. Do you find that same thing, Jack, that you don't like to see your films?
Yeah, I fully understand it. Not now. I would speak only, you know, as an actor.
But you're going to direct one now,
But
aren't you?
I was so delighted to hear you give me that day and a half bit. I can't wait to get a cameraman, work for a day and a half. I got the rest of the summer off until I shoot it in the fall.
Make it sound easy.
Because I'm petrified. I'm scared to death, but I think you should be, actually. Or, you know, if I was at all blasé about it, I doubt that I'd be any good. I'm not sure anyway. But it's true, because I know that in films, once I have done them and seen it once, that each time, if I do happen to see it, I just see more wrong, you know, and so I try not to, even when they come back and haunt me on television, you know. I don't,
but there are the ones who sit and just run it over and over again, you know?
Just think they're wonderful.
Yes, it's just, I just think they're wonderful.
Yeah. Are you making a movie? There is a story that you have been making for a long time about Don Quixote.
It's a home movie.
It is?
It really is. Because every time I get a little loot, you know, I run and do another sequence. It's a picaresque novel. You know, you can do bit by bit. And I have this old actor, and I better hurry up, though. He's getting on. Playing Quixote, and I, you know, dig him up, and we grind out another bit. And then there's a little more bread around. But I confidently expect to have it out before the end of the century.
You can count on that.
Yes, you can count on
We're going to hold you to that.
That's right. And I'll be glad to run it all the time after that.
Again,
Yeah.
Okay, we'll hold you to it. Is it true that you were the voice of the Shadow
You
originally?
bet I was.
That's true?
You bet. And what a welcome $85 a week that was.
Can you remember the words?
What is it? Now, who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows crime does not pay. And then that laugh, remember?
Yeah.
All the kids in America could do it better than I could.
I just got a few goose pimples as you did that.
Well, it was great, and I didn't know how it ended, you know. Because part of the deal was I was very busy running the theater was that I wouldn't have to rehearse. So I would just come on, they'd hand me the script, I'd go on the air, and they'd get me into this pit with the cobras or whatever it is, and then my secretary, played by Agnes Moorehead, would break in and say, Lamont, or something, you know, and I'd come out. It was always a big surprise to me how I had the whole thing solved. It added interest, as far as I was concerned.
Where were you when you realized the effect that the Mars broadcast, the War of the Worlds, had had on people?
In the studio when the cops came in. They didn't know who to arrest, but they'd been sent in, you know. And they had that expression that we'd come to know and understand so well. And, they weren't as well organized back then for the Martians. They've got it under control now, I think, a little better.
Didn't it ever occur to anyone that intelligent beings who were intelligent enough to perfect all of the mechanisms and things to get to this planet would be very unlikely to land in New Jersey?
You know what? Wolcott sent me a wire, Alex Wolcott. There was a, I was against Bergen.
You were opposite him
I was
already?
opposite Bergen. He was on the other network. And Wolcott sent me a wire that said, this only goes to prove, my beamish boy, that all intelligent people are listening to Bergen.
And that man was a friend of yours.
Yes.
Yeah. Gee, I don't know how much time I have left, and there's so many things I would love to talk to you about. Are you still a bullfight fan?
Yes, I'm still not as keen, but it's a big thing to get into. You know, you always have to explain it and everything.
Yeah.
And I don't have the pigtail on. You know, I'm not ready for it.
Let me ask you, I must ask you, what film directors do you admire?
Well, I think the one we mentioned is as good a fellow to start off with as there is, Jack Ford. In America, and I would say the greatest maybe of all time is Renoir.
Renoir.
You know, when they talk about greatest pictures of all time, he made 5 of them. Minimum.
Is there anyone you'd like to meet that you haven't? People would love to meet you.
Yeah, I would. There's so many people.
Is there anyone you
I'd
want to
like
meet?
So many people I'd like to meet. Some of them aren't very popular. You know, like I'd like to meet Mao. Not because I'm a fan, but, you know, what's he like? And, I don't know, God, almost everybody I don't know I'd like to meet. I wish I had a good answer for that. Jack, who would you like to meet?
I don't know. I was fascinated by your answer because it's such an intelligent one, and it also means that you have such an interest and a capacity for everything in life, which is part of your genius, I think. And I can fully understand what you mean. I think that you would like to spend 100 years meeting people because people fascinate you.
And those way out people too, you know, and great leaders, you know. Some of them frauds and some of them not that you don't get to meet except in some silly capacity. And then all these great people that never get to be anything because, as Jack was saying earlier in the show, and how I agree with him, that if you have talent, it will out. That isn't true at all. You can have all the talent in the world and never get anywhere. And I like to meet those people who didn't get anywhere. I know quite a lot of them. And they're fascinating, too.
Can you enjoy a movie when you go to it? Can you sit and be carried away by it?
Not as much as I would like to be, because before I made movies, I liked them more. Now I have a little thing where I see a ghost of that slate in front of a scene a little bit. I don't believe it as much as I did before. I enjoy them, but I don't have that perfect suspension of belief that I had as a movie fan. And now I'm saying, you know, there's Jack, and I like him better in this one and all that. It's very hard for me not to completely take away my friends who were in it and how they did that. It's very hard for me to turn all those things off and enjoy it as you ought to.
Yeah, I would think that making movies would kind of spoil them for you in a sense.
To some extent, don't you think?
Yes, yeah. You become more and more aware of the technique that the director is using.
And
in your
people you know and all that, there they are, you know. It's hard not to put those things into it. But I'm a pretty good movie fan.
Still go.
Oh, yes, and love them still, when they're great.
We have a message. That's one of the problems. You don't have.
You're gonna tell us how we always do. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
5 New Amsterdam vodka sodas, please.
The gray one's always protein first. New Amsterdam vodka. Find your wits.
Oh, fuck. I'll buy both. I'll buy both. If a lot of you guys are fuck, I was thinking about buying Whirlwind just for these motherfuckers. Alright. Well, this is useless to me because these guys, you know. I fucking hate these guys so much. I want to hit that guy first. He's gonna be doing cuck shit. Panacea Flex? Why? I get nothing from using this. I guess I might as well use it now so that I don't draw it later, right? Oh wait, no. Oh, because... Oh, it doesn't... Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, I'm coming. Okay, yeah, no, I got you. Did I do that right? Did I do that in the right order? I did. Okay, cool. I didn't think about that. What the fuck? That's sick. I think I block here and then I hit that guy. I think that's a good idea. So, I'm gonna stick to it. Let's see. Holy shit. This guy just straight up fucking dies. And then I can defend against that guy. And then I can also cleave while I'm at it. Holy shit. Oh god. I'm overcome with shit. So how much does cleave do against this guy? Oh, does it just do the same amount? No. What the fuck? How do you receive 50% more damage and then receive... Or is my head being dumb? Yes, my head is being dumb, never mind. I forgot how to math for a second. I forgot how to math, my apologies. So I could fuck that guy up right now, right? Fuck that guy up, defend, and cleave, I guess. Is there anything I want from here? Not, no. No, I definitely want to see like Rage or Rampage or something next turn. So yeah, I think I'll hit that. I picked up Rage, honestly. I mean, not Rage. The fucking thing where... Anger? Whatever the fuck? You know what I mean. And just keep doing both of you guys. Yeah, the zero cost that duplicates. I think I just hit this guy 3 times in a row. Wait, he's gonna do less damage than him. What? That's not cool. Come on, I think I hit you. Thank you, Rage. Thank you for being dumb. Cause this guy's gonna do more damage. Jelly! Hello! Good morning, Jelly. What are you doing up? Anger is anti-synergy with Choker, but it's cool. I think I want to fight this. I think I want to down this guy. And then... he's going to be doing more damage this turn. How much is that? 7, 5, 4? 7 plus 5 is 12 or 16. Stayed up late having a good talk. That's cool. Good to have you. Hello, Brandon. I'm gonna need it. I don't know if I'm good at this game or not. Well, good time for rage. Let's rage. I think at this point, do I demon form? Do I go goblin mode on this guy? I think I goblin mode on this guy. Oh, I can rage. Oh, I can war cry and then put my rage. Yes. It's bedtime though, you have a 2.5 hour drive tomorrow? Alright, well thanks for stopping by, Jelly, I appreciate it. Cleave, headbutt, war cry, cleave. Oh shit. I gotta think about that, that's actually sick. I mean, regardless, these guys are just fucking dead. What am I taking my time with? I was definitely overthinking that. I don't think I want any of these. Do I want Whirlwind? All these cost two. But then again, I do have... Okay. I already have a Carnage, I don't think I want another. This has potential fucking power. Right? So... Yeah. This has the potential to fuck right now, so I think I'll just do that. I just go with this. That's fucking heavy medic GF. And then I think I'll just defend here. Yeah. More carnages are good for me right now, you think so? Oh, I got rage. That's good. Because I'm gonna need that. 31 fucking damage, Jesus Christ. Can I kill one of you? I kinda doubt it. So obviously I want a carnage, because 31 is pretty daddy damage, if you ask me. I do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1, 2, 3. And then 4. How much is that? That's 20 defense. That is pretty good. 20 defense is pretty good. But just like me fucking shit up with Carnage is so tempting right now. Highlight. I can either take this defensively or offensively. I'm gonna be healing next turn, so I think we just take it offensively then, honestly. Because I want to heal up before the next, or before the elite, so I think we're fine to Carnage, Rampage, and then but Rage back or the Rage back? No, I don't have. I only have 2 attacks. I think I'd rather headbutt the Carnage back. I mean, mainly, I could play both the Carnages since I have 4 energy. But yeah, that's... The chances of that being, like, the best play in a single turn, that. Oh. Oh wait, what the fuck? That worked. Oh, wait, gamer mode. Yeah, this guy just dies to Carnage now. I didn't even use strength. That's how much disrespect I have for you. Oh, I don't have follows, or I don't have alerts. Thank you for the follow. Shit, let me add that. Sorry. My bad. I always forget to do this. What capture is that? Fuck. There we go. Here, I'm gonna replay that for you. Thanks for the follow. There we go. Totally not scuffed. You die. Stop with the carnage! Ooh. I really like Shrug It Off too, though. I really like Shrug It Off. I really fucking like Shrug It Off. With the fuck potential with spot weakness. I'm going with the fuck potential. Oh, I don't even have to heal. I don't think I have to heal for this one, right? I'm gonna heal here. Oh my god, yeah, no, I'm sniffing some shit up. What do you do? Gain 2? Ooh, wait a second. Wait a second, that's pretty fucking nice, I gotta say. That is really nice. Gain 2 artifact for free every fucking, because this doesn't cost anything? I think I go with that. This is also really nice for longer fights. Man, artifact. Let's do that. You can rob this guy? What the fuck? Here, have some gold. Whenever you apply it, vulnerable. Shit, if only I got that one. I could change paths here, actually. I don't have any money. Never mind. There's no reason to do that. What's this fuckboy? Rage, flex. Sure. I barely take damage here. Balls. Unless I do this. Unless I do this, bitch. Wait, no, I'm dumb. I just raged. Fuck. I forgot. My bad. That was a waste. That was a fucking waste. So we block? I want to block some of the damage here. This kind of sucks on my balls. I don't really want to do anything. But I want to be able to do something else. Give me... that is something else. I have no defensive shit. Other than Iron Wave coming up. That is historically cringe. I mean, I don't want to waste my energy though, so... Gotten great value out of demon form so far. Keith, I'm gonna kiss you. I really want to just smack the fuck out of this guy, but I don't know if I can. So I want to weaken him for sure. 100% I want to weaken him so that this shit does, like, pretty much no damage. And then 8 block, would that be enough for, like, decent... damage. I really want to hit him with the Carnage, but I don't think I can. And then let me get Rage back, I guess. Let's go with Rage. Rage is always a good bet. My bash can weaken now. Fuck. I forgot. I always forget. Alright, we're good. Okay, so I need to keep that bash. I always forget that. I always forget random relics that I pick up. Whatever you exhaust, yada yada. How big is my deck? It is getting kind of big. But I feel like Anger could be really nice. But so could Pummel. Dead Branch is the best card. Is it? Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I didn't take that much damage from that fight. Question card. Okay, and Strawberry. Anger will 100% fuck me over, you think so? It's a good thing I didn't take it. I don't need a heal right now, right? Yeah, I think it's better if I... Dude. I really... So usually Demon Form is fucking sick, but I haven't been able to find any ways to use it so far. That's the shitty part for me so far. Do I upgrade it anyways? Because obviously in a longer fight, that is definitely a longer fight. But it's so hard to find a way to set up against that fucker. Oh, I could also maybe upgrade this, because this also weakens now. You'd almost... Yeah, with... Alright, no, that's a good... Alright. Why are you backseating? I mean, May is fucking well, right? Yo! So I don't need to defend right now, so... I thought he was attacking me. 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 Oh, that's only one weakness. Alright. Misplays over and over again. Let's go. Wow, nice defense. Sick. Fuck. Oh, he's vulnerable? Fucking mad, dude. It's a cockball ball. Oh. Wait, this exhausts. So now it's like super fucking powerful, so... Oh no, it's super fucking poggers. Let's fucking go. Liberal, man. I have Choker? What's wrong with Choker? What's wrong with Choker? So I play this, and then I can, oh fuck, I can only play one of these. So I want to fuck this guy up, real talk, west side. It's gonna have 1 fucking HP. Choker gimps the branch, so? Probably only somewhat, right? You liberals. Guys, relax. I know how to play this game, okay? Well, that's fucking useless here. So, hit you. Hit you. I didn't want that. I didn't want that. I think I want rage later, right? Yeah. Let me do this. Oh. Fuck. Okay. Oh. Alright. Sure. Wait, what the fuck? Dude, no, you're supposed to be attacking me, you slut. I mean, no, this person's fucking dead next turn. What am I saying? Just fucking die. I don't care. Sure, give me a block. Who cares? Bye. Skill over... So this is abnormal as well. I kind of like liquid memories. I don't know. Oh shit. I really like Battle Trance. Oh, I like Shrug It Off too, though. Do I have enough defense giving shit? I don't think I do. I have these two. I have this. Oh, what the fuck? I have like nothing that gives me defense. So I think I go Shrug It Off then. Because that's like this, but like kind of poverty, but also kind of not poverty. I can't remember the last time I beat this boss, so I'm really tempted to heal, but that's probably a massive fucking throw. Like, I'm ready to just use all this shit against this boss. I haven't been able to use Demon Form yet, but I feel like Demon Form... Like... The fuck potential on Demon Form, right? It's high. We can achieve levels of fucking that have never been seen before. What is DF? Is that Dragon Force? Oh, Demon Form. Oh, I'm not talking about it. Yeah, I can do Goblin Mode here. Do I do Goblin Mode? I think I do Goblin Mode. Alright, bitch boy. This starting hand makes me want to fucking cry. Give me something better. You fucking slut! Good night, Lazy. Oh my god, this fucking blows. Sure. Does this guy even fucking give me shit? I mean, might as well, right? I have no defense. Okay. I'm fogging out of my gourd. Do I want to headbutt anything back? Alright, real talk. When you guys fight this boss, do you ever kill the torch heads? Because when I killed the torch heads the first time, he just made stronger ones, and I was like, okay, what the fuck's the point? You guys do? Like to kill one. Oh, because then he doesn't spawn another one, right? He does buff him quite a bit. This is by far the hardest fucking Act 2 boss, I swear. I hate him so much. And my starting 2 hands aren't really the greatest. So I can weaken him with this, while also making him vulnerable, and then... No, but I want to kill one of these guys. I feel like I need a... So I'm gonna gain strength, because that's gonna just help with the rest of the fight for sure. I don't think I can kill these chuds though. Or can I? If I make this guy vulnerable, and then maybe headbutt. Dude, Knight's super easy. I never struggle with Knight. What the fuck? Shit. Balls. I don't really want to draw 2 cards though. I think I can add Heavy Blade back maybe. Because if I draw 2 cards and they're both good, then I'm kind of shit out of luck, so... Heavy Blade is gonna... It can actually kill this guy straight up, I think, so... That would have killed the 38 guy. Fuck, you're right. I didn't realize that. I'm smart. So I think I delayed... Oh. Oh shit. So I have Goblin mode, right? I have Goblin mode, which is like super poggers and shit. But, I mean, first we pop this flex no matter what. This is gonna kill the minions, right? And then next turn, I can Liquid Memories Demon Form. And then I can finally pop that shit for free. I really want to Carnage that guy, but... I think I lose Carnage here. I think I might be losing Carnage. Because I want a Whirlwind to take care of these guys. I don't need Carnage with Heavy Blade. I don't need Carnage with Heavy Blade. I've spoken it into existence. Wait, I can Warcry Carnage. I can Warcry Carnage. I'm gonna Warcry Carnage. Ooh. Wait a second. Does this change anything? So I want to block, obviously. This just does more damage, so I'm gonna block, leave, Whirlwind. Okay. This guy's debuffing me, what the fuck? Epic. That doesn't really do anything, yes. So I guess we 8th Rampage, Iron Wave, sure. Luckily this is gonna get shuffled back, so... Dude, I didn't apply 3 vulnerable. I don't want to pummel because I'm gonna Carnage here. And I need to draw Heavy Blade. I need to draw a heavy blade. Is this enough? 46. Okay, yeah. No, we're just in. Alright, cool. Juggy Knot. I really like Juggy Knot. I don't think Bludgeon is that necessary. We already have a few cards that just absolutely fuck on shit right now. Right, we have Carnage. That is a lot of damage though. How much? I really like Juggernaut. But is Juggernaut necessary? Reaper can also be nice, especially since I'm not gonna fully heal here, so... I guess I don't have like a defensive-minded deck, right? Like my deck is 100. Or it's like mostly offensive, right? Look at the middle here, it's mostly offensive. So I think we go Reaper then. Bludgeon is cool and all, but I like being able to heal. Oh shit. I don't really plan on fighting too many elites. I don't know. Can I get rid of 2 strikes here? I don't really want to fight elites, I'm kinda scared. Call me a pussy. So I'm just gonna do that. And then my deck is just that much better. Yeah, at Act 2, Boss 2, yeah, no, that's true. That's the Awaken, I think, right? Whatever the fuck it's called. I need to fight 1 elite, it looks like. Okay. So we go far right here. We get a nice heal before this guy and then a heal after, which is cool. And then a few shops as well. Okay. Wait, there's a 4 elite path? What the oh god, you're right, what the fuck? So yeah, I think we just hit this guy up. The woke blow. I like that. I really don't have that much defense. I need to get rid of this guy fucking ASAP. Because I don't like shit exploding. It's not very fun. But I think I'm gonna... I think I want to use both of my defenses here. Right? Just so I can stop myself from taking some damage. Actually, if I can kill this guy, then I'm only going to be taking 1 damage from this guy's attack if I use Iron Wave. So if I do that, that's going to be 13, that's going to be 12. 13 plus 12, and then just 1 more attack. I don't really want to use Pommel Strike though, fuck. But I kind of have to, I guess. So I think I'll do that. Obviously activate this shit. Come here. Actually, I can use Pommel Strike first, and then maybe I get an attack stronger than Rampage. Fuck me. You know, this combination would be sick. But I have the choker. So that kind of sucks. This guy dies in 1 hit to that. So I guess but I also want to use Iron Wave. But I don't want to cleave! Because I'm going to take damage from the thorns. What the fuck? Alright. Sticking to my original plan. I don't want the thorn damage. Yeah. No, choker useful. You shut up, slut. Alright, absolutely wonderful time for rage. That's why we have Warcry, I guess. I need some defenses to fuck this guy up. Wait, did he put that? Oh, he put that in here, the slut. I kinda want to kill him then. I have Reaper. Shut up, slut. So I think let's see. If I use one Shrug It Off, then I can tank 2 Thorns from that guy. And then if I do, how much damage is that? Is that 7 damage to that guy? Then I can Whirlwind both of them without taking any damage. Oh, I also have Rage. What the fuck am I saying? I don't even need to Shrug It Off. I can just kill this guy straight up. What the fuck? I could Warcry Rage, but fuck. I'm probably thinking way too hard on this. Alright, this guy just fucking dies. I got some... Oh. No, I don't want Rage next turn. What the fuck? That's gonna do nothing. Very cool. You die. Headbutt? I could bring that back in, actually. And then just, yeah. Okay, I'm probably way overthinking this shit, but whatever. 33. Yeah. I could heal here. But I don't think that's necessary. Our health is fine. Wild Strike, I don't want that. Heck, what happened, buddy? So Thunderclap with the Champion's Belt is pretty fucking sick, if you ask me. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and take that. You goofed Olmec would have had the no TP max any record otherwise. Oof. Isn't Olmec cool? This will do a lot of damage. But I don't think it's worth it. I didn't choke COPB. I think I want some defenses here. Dude, I have no defense in my deck, holy shit. 13... Math? What do you mean math? 9, 18, 27, 36. What? What do you mean math? I forgot. Okay, I need some defense, I think. I don't have that much defense in this deck. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Sorry, this deck is so fucking weird to me.
Yeah.